Alright, welcome to the CPE update video. I'm pretty sure this is the 7th one. Not too sure about that though, and I'm too lazy to check. So, I'm just gonna say it's the 7th one. And if it's wrong, then it's wrong. I don't care. Doesn't really matter. Anyways, so really I just have study resources to show because this is the last module. So yeah, let's go. So the first thing, load, come on. Okay, first thing we're gonna go over is the conversion stuff. It's a pretty simple thing. It's basically just if you convert this into something else, the thing is gonna be different. That's basically it. Because shorts can only hold, I'm pretty sure, 2 bytes instead of 4, because this is 4 bytes. This is gonna hold like half of that. So, yeah. Same here. Doubles actually hold more than floats, but if you converted a double, which holds double the amount that float holds, hence the name, you can convert it into this, and it'll lose half of its decimal places. So yeah, that's conversions. That's a pretty, simple thing. Next we got strings. Yay. So here we got GetLine, which is basically just CN, which is the input stuff, except it can track white spaces and multiple lines if you want it to do that. So yeah, that's GetLine. It's basically just an alternative to CN, which is more useful if you want like white spaces in it. Next we got is strings, but this is like confusing strings. So here's substrings. Now you can take any string, dot, and then whatever these, like the next few things are just gonna be dot whatevers. So right here is substring. So it creates a string based on string 1, which is A, B, C, D, E, F. And this is the starting position, and this is how long it is. So it's 1, 1. So that means it's going to start 1 here, 1 over. So it should start with B. Yep, it's B. Starts at 1, and it goes 1 over. And then substring 4 is it just takes the first 4. Or it starts at 4, sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, it should just be EF, and it is down there. And then down here, substring is just adding the string again. That's substring. Super cool, super fun, and super confusing, because you get here, and you could just keep adding dots, like dot substrings. And size is just how many numbers there are, that's it. So, position is 1, and it basically says string.substring position, right? So that's 1, right? So there's 3, right? So it starts here, 1, 2, 3, right? The thing is there. So look at a little cursor. So there's 2 left, right? And that's the size. There's 2 numbers left, which is 4, 5, and that's the size of it too. So yeah, that's substring. There's compare, which is pretty self-explanatory. You compare the start position, how long, and then to what. However, you can also just input the same parameters again to see what it compares to. If it's true, it will output 0. If it's false, it will output -1, which is the worst thing ever, because that's kind of the exact opposite of booleans, but whatever. That's just what it does. Next, we got find, which is just if you're just finding a certain thing in a string. That's basically it. That's really it. The string endpos here is just okay. String endpos basically means, oh, it didn't find it. So if it did find it, which is what this means, then it'll print that. That's what that means. Next we got length, capacity, max size. this is again pretty self-explanatory. The length would be 7. The capacity would probably be, hold on, what's, I'm pretty sure capacity is, yeah, okay. Yeah, capacity is the most it can hold, I'm pretty sure. Or not the most it can hold, but the bytes, I guess. And the length is how many characters. And then string and max size is how many. Yeah. Anyways. Next. Just more of that. Oh, reserve. Hold on, I should probably go with reserve. Reserve is pretty simple. You reserve memory for it. So if you know that the string is going to be really big, you reserve memory for it. So that it doesn't have to allocate the memory as it's getting bigger. If you just allocate the memory already, it can get bigger a lot more, you know, efficiently. You can also reserve 0, which basically, like, doesn't reserve anything at all. So, sick. That's reserve. There's also resize, which just adds or subtracts stuff to the content, and then you're making the amount of characters 50, and is filling in all the blank spaces with question mark. And if I run it, right there, you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, you set it to 4, and it's just cont, and then you set it to 0, and there's nothing. And s.empty is just a true or false kind of boolean thing that you can add. So if it has literally nothing, then it'll return true. Next we got length, which I already went over. Oh, so actually this converts everything into capitals, and it makes sense if you know what A and capital A are. So it takes whatever letter, right, and it minuses 67, and then adds, or sorry, 65, and then adds 97. That's an ASCII. And so, like, for example, C, right? If it's C is 68. Yeah, okay, it's 60. No, 67. So it's 67, and this, because this is 65, 66, 67 is C. So it subtracts 65 and adds 97. And then 97 plus 2 would be 99. And 99 is capital C. So if that made sense, then it made sense, but whatever. Next we got append, which you can add things to new strings. So here you got new string, and then you add the string to new string. This is starting character, how long. These two parameters are everywhere in these like couple chapters. So yeah, right there. And you can add certain characters that you want. So it adds the string itself, which is right there, and then it starts at 0, which is right there, and then it adds 3, which ends after the end, so it adds that, and then it adds 2 exclamation points, and right there. That's append, pretty simple. There's pushback, which just adds a character on the end. Pretty self-explanatory, but it can only be a character, not a string, and that's like the only parameter. Next we got insert, which is again pretty self-explanatory. Here it inserts 2 spaces, and then right between those 2 spaces, it inserts the word so out of the word monsoon, and that's how it says why so serious. But here it starts at character 3, which is there, and then goes over 2, and 3, yeah, whatever. It goes over 2 and then inserts that, whatever. Next we got assign, which is a bit counterproductive. I mean, you can use it, but it just sets what it's equal to. Yeah, that's really it. It just sets what it's equal to. It will do any, like, even over here if you read it, or wait, maybe it's not that one. Whatever. Okay, yeah, no, it is right there. It does the exact same thing as having equals whatever, but so that you don't have to type out 80 asterisk signs. Replace is pretty simple. You replace it instead of inserting it. It just overwrites it. Yeah, pretty simple. It just gets the word tomorrow and inserts it after that, which is right there. That's basically it. Next we got erase, which just erases certain things from there. I've got a feeling we're in Kansas. Kind of erases everything else. Pretty self-explanatory. Once again, this is the starting, this is how long it's erasing, how many characters it's erasing, and yeah. Next we got swap, which again is super explanatory, self-explanatory. It just swaps between two. And now let me go to here. There we got namespaces. Now in C++, a namespace that's used a lot is standard. So if you, yeah, see right here, std, which is standard. You don't have to type out this every time. std : cout. You can just type cout and line, because those are the part of the standard namespace. But you can make your own namespace. For example, they used Harry Potter stuff, and you can switch between them as you're typing. So you can type. Well, let me give a, yeah. Here we go. Actually, this is a better example. Yep, here we go. So you can use namespace that, type this, and then use a different namespace, type the exact same thing, but it will be different because it's a different namespace. So if I switch this to endl, which is endline, see, there you go. It's the exact same thing, except because it's a different namespace, it prints different things. It's like classes, except you shouldn't use them like classes. Yeah. It's basically if you have a lot of variables that are called the same thing, but you just want to organize them a bit. Whatever. That's namespaces. You can also have multiple and use multiple at the same time right over here. And if you want to reference one without using it, you know, using namespace, whatever, like here, you could just do the name of the namespace, : and then the variable that you're referencing. Next, I'm pretty sure you can, yeah, alright, you can make an unnamed namespace, which is the default one. So yeah, there's that. And then you can also quote-unquote rename, but it's more of just, this is just making a new one and then having all the same properties as that one. That's basically it. And yeah, that's the module. That's what we learned in this module. Now theoretically, by the end of next week we should have the quiz and test done. However, I'm planning on doing the quiz right after this recording and going over it. Or I might do that Monday. I don't know, whatever I'm feeling like, and then we'll do the test, and then we're gonna have to do the summary test. Then we get our CPE certification. Well, we don't get it, but we get the chance to go obtain it, and yeah, that's pretty much it.